A long weekend means a split round in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League, with the standalone battle between Bacchus, Marsh and Sunbury featuring as the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. The Mattingly Park contests for round 9 pits in battle two sides who have struggled to find their consistently best form, albeit injuries have played havoc with the capacity of either side to be at full strength. The Cobras have claimed Ballarat, Darley and Redan as victims to date, while despite some close calls, the Lions were forced to wait until round 6 to register their first success of the season with a decisive 41-point defeat of Lake Wendouree at Clark Oval. Hello and welcome to the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. My name's Wes Cusworth and I'm joined in commentary by one of the rising stars of Ballarat footy media, Archie Burley. Welcome, Archie. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for the intro, Wes. Appreciate it, mate. Should be a great contest today. Two teams that have struggled this year. Bacchus Marsh being 8th on the ladder, winning 3 games and losing 4, as you mentioned, and Sunbury only winning the single game. Last week, Bacchus Marsh losing to North Ballarat 4-8-32 to North Ballarat 8-11-59, and Sunbury going down to Sebastopol 3-7-25 to 5-11-41.
Archie, this is a milestone game for a long-time servant of the Cobras. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Tyson Shea, it's his 250th game today. We just saw him run through the banner before with his kids. So, yeah, great moment for him, and his team want to get the job done for him today in front of his home deck.
Well, the Bacchus Marsh Cobras were first out onto Mattingly Park, and here come the Sunbury Lions. Sunbury, as I mentioned in the opener, have obviously had some issues around the availability of players through injury, but another one of their problems is their own excellence is actually proving costly, because they have a number of VFL listed players who continually get called on and promoted, which is fantastic, and it's also what grassroots footy's about. It's promoting players to the elite level, but at the same time it comes at a fairly hefty cost, because as we know that Sunbury have, for that reason, really struggled to get their best lineup on the park at any given time.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that the Sunbury Lions, they're happy. They'd be more happy like with the players playing higher levels as their multiple VFL listed players, but at the same time, it comes at a detriment. As we see the players warming up here.
Yeah, we're just a few moments away from the game getting underway here at Mattingley Park. It should be a really enjoyable contest. It's a very wintry day. We know that Bacchus Marsh can be quite cool, but then I'm certainly not going to cast aspersions there, because I come from a little further south and it was certainly pretty cool there this morning. So it is what it is. It's a winter sport, and the fact is that it's not raining, so I'm sure the players will appreciate the fact that they've got some nice dry conditions and a really nice oval to play on.
Yeah, we never mind the drive out here, do we, Wes? The beautiful drive in the winter, going through the hills. It's a picturesque ground, as they all are in the Ballarat Football League.
Now, by all accounts, the Bacchus Marsh Darley games are usually an absolutely outstanding contest each season, because there's such fierce rivalry between the two sides. So one day we'll hopefully get the opportunity to do that. But yeah, right now, this is the game that we're focusing on. It's Bacchus Marsh up against Sunbury, and the umpires making their way onto the arena now. So as I said, we're only a few minutes away from this game getting underway.
Standalone game this weekend as well, Wes, so there should be a bigger than expected crowd, bigger than normal. And with the big freeze as well, we had Dougie Hawkins, the great Dougie Hawkins, go down the slide just before, so should be a fair crowd to watch this game.
Wasn't just Dougie either, was it? It was quite a number of people that had done some fantastic work in terms of their fundraising for this particular effort, so good on them. I know that I heard some figures being bandied around, and I won't quote any just in case I'm a little off the mark, but it was really quite substantial money that the Bacchus Marsh community had generated. And, you know, I can see there was a lot of interest being expressed by the Sunbury folk that had made their way over too, so that's great to see. So the umpires just doing their warming up, the players likewise. We're only a few moments away from the game getting underway. The Lions, of course, 2012, their last premiership success, and a few years later we saw Bacchus Marsh break through for some premiership glory as well. So both sides seeking to snap what's not a ridiculously long drought. We know that for sure. It's great to see premiership shared around. I know Sunbury in their 2012 success lost grand finals either side of that, which at the time they were going through a fairly fierce rivalry with a number of Ballarat League clubs, and Redan was one of those clubs. And then, of course, Bacchus Marsh bobbed up and had some success 2016. So we can see the sliders actually featuring on the scoreboard right at the moment. Let's hope they've all survived the icy water.
Oh, it's not a great... I guess it's a good day to do it. You're going to be cold anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, that's exactly right. All I can hope for is that the showers are nice and warm here at Mattingley Park, and that they did get their opportunity to get under the nice warm water.
Players to look out for today, Wes. Who should we watch out for today?
Oh, look, there's been an absolute domination of the ruck for each time that we've seen Bacchus Marsh play by Daniel Burton. He's an outstanding player. Jakey Owen's an outstanding footballer as well. Riley Stooldryer is the sole Stooldryer playing today. Nick's not playing, so he's no doubt been called up to the VFL, and we see a number of other players that are getting around that we note are very fine players. Rex Hickman, good to see Ethan McKercher back. The diminutive Ethan McKercher, who kicked his first goal in senior company way back in about round 4, that might have been, and certainly drew a bit of attention from some of his teammates, and then of course Sunbury's got some VFL listed players that are actually playing today, and Jake Sutton's one of those, so it'll be great to see him. Matt Medcraft's been around for a really long time, was a part of that 2012 premiership, and a great little player. And Cooper Anderson too, I know that he goes pretty well, and I think you'll be highly entertained, as will our live stream viewers, who we welcome, and we trust that you have a great day. And if you're confined to home, this is hopefully a bit of a silver lining to your weekend. So only a few minutes away from start here at Mattingley Park. And we're in the small grandstand on the southern wing, and we've been joined by supporters from both sides. And in fact, it looks like they've created a bit of a Sunbury side and also a Bacchus Marsh side immediately in front of us, which is interesting.
It's chock-a-block full in the grandstand and down near the canteen here. Great to see it, local footy.
One of the beauties of local footy. Might be an opportune time to actually look through the entire ladder, because I know that there'll be a number of people watching this game that have got these two sides coming up in future weeks. And of course the balance of this round will be next week. So obviously this particular round being split over the 11th and the 18th.
Sunbury look to go out in their positions.
The players moving into position now, just taking a little bit longer. The Bacchus Marsh lineup, of course, Melton heads the table. They have been in outstanding form with 8 wins from 8 matches played. And they are a clear 12 points ahead of their nearest rival in Sebastopol, who sit in second. Ballarat share the same number of points as Sebast, but have a slightly less percentage. East Point slipped to 4th after that loss against Melton. Darley in 5th place and North Ballarat in 6th. And so just outside the top bracket, we have Redan, Bacchus Marsh, as we mentioned, Melton South, Sunbury sitting second bottom. It belies the quality of players they've got at Sunbury, there's no question of that. And then Lake Wendouree had just the one victory so far this season.
Sunbury going to the right of your screens at home.
So just about to get proceedings underway here for the round 9 Queen's birthday clash between Bacchus Marsh and Sunbury. And to bring you the first of the action, here's Archie Burley.
Ball goes up. Good tap there. Burton nearly won it. Ball squirts out. That's good from King. Runs now. Kicks to the forward half. Is that Eastmuir? Comes off his hands and the ball's wrapped up. And I think we'll have a stoppage just near the flank of the Bacchus Marsh goal. Good tap from Burton, gets into clear space. That was well done from King. Puts his head over the ball right near the cricket pitch. Got to be careful there. Goes in hard, wins the ball, well done. Throws it on the boot to Burton. Can someone take this mark? It's fisted to ground. Coming at the ball's Hun. Can't pick it up now, he does pick it up. Kicks it inside. That was Calavito, and it's gone through for a point. First score of the day. Brings it to 1-0-1, Bacchus Marsh to 0-0.
So Tyson Lever has the distribution duties for Sunbury as the kick in from the behind. He's just a little undecided and now chooses to go to the northern wing. It's a long, raking left foot kick. It's over the top of hands there on that occasion. The ball spills free now to the advantage of Bacchus Marsh. Straight back inside 50 and a good mark taken. And that is Calvito has taken the mark and will kick on goal from about 45 metres. Stood tall, knew that there was a bit of attention coming from behind, but Calvito with an opportunity now
Kicked the first point of the day as well.
Yes. And this one with a little bit more time to compose himself. He steps over the 50-metre arc now. His kick on goal. It's a nice kick off the boot. It goes the journey. Great start for the Marsh. They've got the first goal of the game. And it goes the way of Josh Calvito. And he'll be pretty pleased with that. 2 minutes gone. Bacchus Marsh 1-1-7. And Sunbury yet to take the ball forward.
That was beautifully done from Calvito. Found space again. It was the second time he's found space today. It was nearly out. Just missed his first opportunity, but had more time to go back, compose himself, kick through the ball. It's a good kick. It's a slight breeze out here. Probably a little bit more than a slight breeze.
It's quite blustery, I suspect. I'm not sure that
I
it's...
think it's coming towards us. Here's Burton and Eels in the ruck. Eels wins. Oh, Burton, well done. Palms it down. Good in there. It's kicked out from German. Goes long. Can't find him. Picked up from the Sunbury player. He's caught. Well, how does the umpire see it? He says holding the ball. And I think it's Calvito. He's started on fire. This is his third opportunity at goal. He's been everywhere so far. It was a hack kick from German into the forward 50, and the Sunbury player just couldn't dispose of the ball. 45 metres out here. Calvito. He struck his first one beautifully. He's got to give it everything here. Back struts in. Kicks, it's going. It looks like it's fading left. It holds its line. It's a goal. What a start for Josh Calvito and the Bacchus Marsh Cobras. They've left Sunbury a little bit starstruck here. They've come out of the gates firing. 2-1-13, Bacchus Marsh to 0-0 Sunbury.
Well, obviously Sunbury needs to respond pretty quickly here because they just can't give that sort of start to Bacchus Marsh. Things have gone nicely so far for the Cobras. We're only ticking over the 4-minute mark now, and already it's a Bacchus Marsh lead by 13 points. No one wins the tap there on that occasion. The takeaway with the Marsh, although dispossessed, and now it looks like Sunbury's going to go forward for the first time. Bacchus Marsh a little reticent to give the footy back. Meeson eventually does. Went without being penalised. Kicking from the cricket wicket. The kick forward, and the mark's taken by Jaden Eels. Just got a little bit of space there. Bit of separation away from Daniel Burton. And now Eels will kick 45-degree angle, and will have to kick from about, well, probably just outside the 50-metre arc. Otherwise, he's going to be too close to the man on the mark. He's kicking to the Melbourne City end of Mattingley Park. And I reckon that might be the end that is potentially just a little more favoured by the breeze. He sets it up. It may not have the carry. It doesn't quite get there. Falls just short of the line. So the Marsh have an opportunity to clear from the very last line. The kick comes to a 3-on-1 situation, and the 3 ultimately wins out. And that's going to be Bramble right in front of us in the commentary position. Cody Bramble uses the stand rule beautifully. Kicks towards the hot spot. Flying there on that occasion was Burton. Couldn't take the mark. LaFranchi brings it out to the commentary side of the ground once again, and the mark's taken by Hickman. Hickman moves it on by hand, a little kick forward. Sunbury win it back, although the handball's a bit misguided. Sells a teammate into all sorts of trouble. There's Calvito. He offloads by hand. Using the outside of the boot was Riley Stooldryer. Puts it to a 1-on-1 situation. Might have been high there. Umpire said no, not interested. Thought it might have gone the way of Sunbury. They eventually do get a kick away. They kick to a 2-on-1. Here's Alex Porter. Sweeping handball by Porter. Found his teammate, who eventually offloads to Hickman. And now wrapped up was German. Eventually does get a handball out, which was good work by him on that occasion. King to a teammate under enormous duress. Comes back to King. Cut off there by Kovacevic. And now kicking it forward is Hickman. Awkward bouncing footy, running onto it. The Marsh, opportunity to gather. Sunbury get plenty of numbers back. They do really well there in defence and clear to the outer side of the ground.
Running now on, that's LaFranchi. Gets the ball, just takes his time and hits up a target on the outer wing. 60 metres out from goal here, the Marsh. Couple of leads come at him. He's not interested, wants to go longer. Oh, and a man all alone is Burton. Well, down the other end, we had Eels get some space on his opponent Burton and take a mark. Couldn't quite capitalise there, and Burton's just done the same thing to him. Hard gut running inside the 50 and found space all on his own.
Well, I like to see that from a big man, I must say, Archie. I don't mind them slipping forward.
Yeah, I'm just wondering where Eels was there. That's his direct opponent. Should stay accountable. Goes back. 25 metres. Should go straight through. The wind drifts it, but it's a goal. Well done from Daniel Burton there. Found the space all on his own. Took a strong mark as Bacchus Marsh 3-1-19 to no score Sunbury on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. This is the Ballarat Toyota match of the day.
What? The last couple of minutes hasn't quite been the domination that we saw in the opening two that gave them that quick burst of two majors, but Sunbury in going forward wasn't able to capitalise. Now, we've had a change in the ruck for Sunbury and moving into that position is Joel Muir, but the takeaway once again is with Max Eastmuir, the hard in and under play that came from Torquay. Fall of the ball, goes to ground, quick kick forward, could have been at the push in the back. Umpire says no, play on. Ball spills to the advantage of Willits. Willits kicks around the corner and kicks a goal. No, in fact, touched. Good defensive work there by Sunbury. Just the one behind, 3-2-20, Bacchus Marsh leading Sunbury to score.
Out here, Sunbury. Got a man, his own, Pat Scanlon. Wants to go long. Looking, Marsh have the numbers. They didn't do that well. Needed some more torque. Ball trickles out of bounds on the far wing here. From us in the commentary position. Looks like Burton's going to go in the ruck, and that's Muir. Burton wins it, kicks, another clearance. He loves those. Ricochets off the Sunbury's player's boot, and he takes the mark. Goes long. Has his man out in the outside wing. They're going to look to spread here. Got a couple of free men. I think he's going to take his time here. They're just going to compose the game. They want to settle down after Bacchus Marsh kicked the first few goes. Power. Now it goes across. They've got space on the wing here. This man's got a paddock in front of him. This is Bramble. Looks inside. Good mark. Push front on contact. And Jake Sutton takes the mark in the pocket for Sunbury.
That was better movement forward.
Yeah, it was a good positioning there from Bramble. And a good kick, and it was unlucky from LaFranchi. He couldn't do much about it. Tough kick from the pocket. He's back, a check side, Bernarda, and he slotted it. What a goal there. Sunbury's first. Great goal from Sutton.
Well, you can see with skills like that why he has drawn the interest of VFL clubs, can't you?
Yeah, well, usually you don't mind as a defence if you push them wide to the pockets. When you've got players who can kick them like that, can't allow any marks inside the forward 50 at all.
I just reckon that Sunbury's probably taken a few minutes to figure out, if they are kicking with the aid of the breeze, just what side of the ground they use to approach. And that was really good stuff by Bramble there on that occasion. I thought that was really impressive by him. So here we are back in the middle of Mattingly Park. The takeaway is going to be with Culliver. No, yes, in fact, it is going to go his way. I thought it might have been a bit of a tug of the jumper. So Culliver, just the offensive side of the centre square, kicks to the hard-coming lead, but a good mark by Sunbury, drifting back with the fly to the footy. That was nice by Tyson Lever on that occasion. And he has it some 35 metres from defensive goal. He's called to play on now. He's going to be forced to get around the man on the mark. And he comes to the commentary side of the ground. The big leap on that occasion, well, half leap by Sutton. I think he was slightly obscured. The ball spills free. Here's an opportunity for Minton Connell. Can he gather a clean possession? No, he can't. Unfortunately for Sunbury, it falls the way of LaFranchi, who works it out wide to the advantage of Owen, who goes long, bouncing footy towards the boundary line, which looms large, and it is over on centre wing. That's the northern side of the ground. 11 minutes and 30 seconds have gone in our first term in the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. And the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard says Bacchus Marsh 3-2-20, leading Sunbury 1 straight.
Burton and Muir in the rock. Well done from Muir. Got it down. Looks like he had a little bit of an injury. It's all right. Keeps playing. Oh, well done from Eastmuir. Keeps the ball going forward and then drills it inside 50. The Sunbury player couldn't control the ball. Now on the boot from Hickman. King can't go there. Hands back. Is it caught? It looks like. The umpire says holding the ball. And I think, and that's well done from Sunbury. So they come out on the outer side. Just going to hold the game up here for a second. That's Nathan Doyle. Telling someone to come at him. Sutton might fly here. Looks like he's going to. He's being held and marks the ball. That was a good mark from Cray. He plays on that left foot, goes down the line, and it's going to be intercepted from the Sunbury player. Looking where to kick it. Doesn't have a lot. Might have to go back down that line. Sutton's going to fly now. He does, and he takes the mark. Clean hands there. He looks up. He's got one player leading at him. He's got to beat a couple, and it's a good hit and a good mark. Well done from Cooper Anderson. Oh, plays on. Gives it to Sutton. Sutton runs around one. Can't quite. Now throws it on the boot, and it's out of bounds on the full. He probably should have gone back and had a shot there, Cooper Anderson, but obviously wasn't confident with the distance and given the ball off to Sutton and just bit off more than he could chew, Wes.
Yeah, I think so. Bacchus Marsh with it, have it on the last line. They'll use the commentary side of the ground and the kick, although it's a little too heavily weighted for Quade Button. It opens the door for Minton Connell. He offloads to Power. Power evades a tackle. The step on goal, and it's across the face. It was a nice build-up there on that occasion by Sunbury. They gets just the minor point reward, and they close the margin back to 13 points as Bacchus Marsh sit at 3-2-20 and Sunbury 1-1-7.
Kicking out to Quade Butt. Kicking in responsibilities. They're going with the zone here. Runs, kicks. Looking good. Good kick there. Jake Owen coming up at the ball. Goes wide. On the outer side here, they're going to look to run the ball down that boundary line. Kick. Trying to mark it over the top. Couldn't quite. That was Willits. Handball now. Well done from Max Eastmuir. Kicks it through. It's a 1-on-2 here. The Marsh player wins it. He does, but the umpire says play on. Kick quickly, and it's a good mark there from Burton. Got free of his man, and it was well done from the Marsh player on the outer side. He had 2 to contend with. Threw it on the boot, got it forward, and Daniel Burton took the mark.
That was good work by Rex Hickman, wasn't it? Very clever stuff, creative.
I thought he took the mark, and the umpire said play on. He got on with it, got on the boot. Anyway, Burton, 30 metres out. Slide angle. Comes in, kicks. This is for his second. It's straight over the goal umpire's hat. Does not move as Bacchus Marsh kick their fourth. 4-2-26 to Sunbury 1-1-7 on the Bacchus Marsh Toyota scoreboard. This is the Ballarat Toyota match of the day.
Well, I must say that despite the very blustery conditions here, we are still seeing some really, really good quality football.
Every time Burton goes forward, he looks dangerous.
Yeah, he sure does. 19 points separate the two sides. 26 plays 7. Ball to ground. Trying to burst through the pack there was young Ethan McKercher. Sunbury with a takeaway. They'll go inside 50. 2-on-1. Manning up Sutton. Bouncing towards Jake Egan and bounces beyond his reach. It'll be thrown in some 25 metres around from the scoring zone. Sunbury deep in attack. Trailing by 19 points in this first term of our Ballarat Toyota match of the day. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you may be viewing.
Ball in. Oh, that was well done from the Sunbury player. Hands off. That was Donahue. Got the ball and just couldn't find a target with the hands. We'll have another throw in. Sunbury probably need the next one here. Ball goes in. Good rocking from Eels. Hits it straight down his teammate's throat. That was good hands. That was power. Now through. Gets the ball back. They're building here. They've got to send the ball inside 50. Silky from that player. Inside, there's 2 on Sutton. He can't quite get the ball. He goes in hard anyway. Can't win it. That was good from Owen. Now they're out, Sunbury. That was Brennan. Hands over the top. The Silky runner looking for someone. He can't quite. And it's going to dribble through for a minor score.
Bramble again. Gee's been good. Lively.
It was in 2 minds there. Whether to pass it off or go for goal. Here we go. But goes. Well, he kicked it to Sutton. That's not who you want to kick it to. Hands off. Kick from the Sunbury player. It's going through and it fades. Lucky for the Marsh there. Quade Butt's just going to take a little bit more time with his kick in.
Probably testimony too to the influence that the wind's having. Just the players need to be super cautious. 4-2-26 plays, 1-3-9. And Butt now will go with a long penetrating kick to the northern side of the ground. Ball fisted away. Throwing it on the boot there was Joel Freeman. And then the oval football, it pitches and it bounces to the right. And then it goes over the boundary line to be thrown in. And the umpire's just having a few words to say here. I'm not quite sure what the hold-up is. Call for a ball up now as we see the 2 big fellas go at it. Eels up against Willits. Ball to ground, back of the pack. Running onto it. King goes to ground. Umpire says he was pushed in the back. It'll be a free kick to Bacchus Marsh. Offloads to Stool Dryer, who sends it out to that northern side of the ground again. And once again, the boundary umpire will come into play. Gesticulates that it was certainly touched before it went over the line. 19 minutes have gone and the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard 4-2-26 plays 1-3-9.
Ball in on the far wing here. Willits does one on the rock. Eels probably wins it. Eastmiller in and under the packs as always. Umpire says holding the ball. He throws his arms out. Keep running, Max. And they're going to change the player. It's going to go to Eels. Probably wants to be on the end of this kick. Kicks it. Sees a man. That's Egan as the ball's fisted over the boundary line.
And now the last couple of minutes, Archie, you've certainly made it very clear the way the wind's going because a number of kicks have sort of blown towards that boundary. The boundary umpire's getting a massive workout.
Yes, here we go. Ball comes in, Willis. That was good from Eels. Oh, silky hands there. Here comes... That's... Medcraft goes in long. Flying over the top. Oh, and he can't. Sutton's there as well. Sutton, great tackle. Drills his opponent to the ground. And they'll get a forward 50 stoppage here, Sunbury. It's good crafty work. Oh, I think it was Owen. Nearly came over the top and took a great mark. Hit there from Burton. Well done. Just throws it on the boot. It's good. Hands. That was well done from Miller. Can they find someone in 50? They can. We're standing all alone. Couple of Marsh players standing around him, not defending. And this is Jake Egan. .35 metres out. We know the breeze is going to come against him, so he should probably aim outside that right goalpost. Let the ball come back.
It's a pretty important kick, this one. I can't let this gap open up any further at this early juncture of the game.
To bring it back to 11 points. Jake Egan. Kicks, aims for that right goalpost and brings it back beautifully. He loves it. Great goal there from Jake Egan. As the Sunbury Lions reduce the margin to now 11. Bacchus Marsh 4-2-26 to Sunbury 2-3-16 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. This is the Ballarat Toyota match of the day.
Apart from those couple of early minutes where Calvito was able to snag a couple of goals, it's been relatively even, and I think that Sunbury have certainly worked their way back into the contest quite nicely. They've had opportunities. They've kicked 2-3. Maybe missed 1 or 2 that they should have kicked. So 11 points separate the two sides on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. Burton back in the ruck for the Marsh. Trying to burst through on that occasion was Shea, and he is held up in the tackle by Donahue. 4-2, plays 2-3. That's Eels doing the ruck work against the Bacchus Marsh champ. And it's Sunbury with the takeaway. The kick towards our most recent goal kicker in Egan. Ball goes to ground. Spills out to the advantage of the Marsh. Meeson had his kick partially smothered. Pack forms over the football and a free kick's paid, and it's going to go the way of Matty Medcraft, the premiership player from 2012. He kicks to left half forward. They'll want to move it on very quickly now. The kick comes towards the top of the square. LaFranchi sets himself. Sutton from behind. Ball spills free. Snack over the shoulder. And taken just before the line. Good work getting back by Quade Butt. Oh, he goes straight up the corridor with a kick. I tell you what, Quade Butt will be hoping this is a behind. And it is. Wow, that is a bullet dodge there on that occasion by Bacchus Marsh, because I reckon Quade Butt thought that he'd taken the mark. And I think that's actually worked out quite fortuitously for Bacchus Marsh, because Sutton was directly in front and going to kick from 30. So we have a situation where 4-2-26 plays 2-4-16, and now Butt with the kicking duties for Bacchus Marsh.
Goes long. Looking for Owen. Flies over the top, can't get it. Thrown on the boot from Rex Hickman. It's a one-on-one. These players have got a lot of space. Well gathered. That was Willett. Now they're going to move it forward. It's just well done from Sunbury to hold him up here. And it's a free kick. Too high. It's going to go to Eastmuir. In and under every pack. Looks out wide. He's got Owen. Yep. That's Burton. Just going to look. There's a few leads. Might go short. He's going to run the arc on his left foot and kick. It's a bit of a nothing kick there. And the Sunbury defender takes a nice intercept mark.
It was a great pass for a lead up forward, not so much when you're kicking it to a defender.
Now Sunbury on the outer side. This is Nevitt. There's a couple lead at him. Anderson being one of them. Just going to go longer than that. Sutton might fly. He gets it out the back, and it's tapped into his path. It's a huge hit. Umpire says play on, was probably blindsided. Don't know how Sunbury are going to think about that. It's all right. It was a huge hit. That player's all right. I think it was Bramble. Put his head over the ball.
Well, I reckon he does look like he's okay, and he's been a good player so far today, so I want to see a bit more from him.
Burton. Oh, there's the free kick now. It's paid to Shea. Maybe a little bit of mail on that one. Handballs it off. Oh, and it's turned over. That was Culliver. Turned it over. And Lever with a nice intercept mark. He had 35 disposals last week, Lever.
Well, he's had plenty already today. Yeah. He's been good, hasn't he?
Racking it up on the half-back line.
I like his game.
Goes long. Who's going to fly? They need someone to. Owen's running back there. Drops an easy chest mark. Sutton. He'll make him pay for this. Turns around a couple. Quick hands. That was Mobilio. Goes long. So this player's got some space. This is Egan. Just thinks his way through it. Thinks he's going to have a ping at goal. And hits the post. Great effort there from Egan. Turned two players inside out. Just missing. Quade Butt to kick it in.
4-2-26 plays 2-5-17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. Butt goes with a long penetrative kick up the corridor. Big lead. And there we have a man who has done most of the defensive work for Sunbury so far today, Tyson Lever, who's a long way from his position, takes a nice mark right on the front of the centre square. His kick, I reckon it's caught. The wind's caught that off the hand, actually, before it's hit his boot. So it's a bit of a scrubbing kick forward. Probably not his best effort, and unfortunately doesn't really create a goal-scoring opportunity for his team. Kicking it there clear was Stooldryer. Running onto it is Nathan Wood. Sunbury take possession, back into a bit of traffic, and then kicking along the line, and only so far as Stooldryer, who marks it right half back. So Riley Stooldryer flying solo today with Nick not part of the Bacchus Marsh lineup. Bit of an up and under kick. The wind catches it horribly, and that's over the boundary line on the full. And we will have Sunbury in possession on centre wing. 26.5 minutes gone, 4-2-26 plays 2-5-17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Sunbury down the line, looking for a couple. Egan's there, and the ball goes over the line. We'll have a throw in. 27 minutes gone on the clock. Can't be long to go. Sunbury probably aware of this. Going to get a quick ball. Owen's gone as the spare man in defence here. Ball up. It's well done from King. Trying to get the ball. Good hands there. Nearly ran down. Gets it away. Dives down a little bit there, and we'll have a ball up. The Marsh player under that pack. Up here, what can Burton do? He can't. Oh, well done. Just grabs it out. The Sunbury Rockman. That was Muir. And on the full?
Yep, on the full.
Yeah, on the full. So with 27, nearly 28 minutes gone, you think that...
Oh no, must have been touched off the hand, I suspect. Yeah.
Still a chance here for Sunbury. Muir fighting for that front position. Feel like we're going to have a great battle in the ruck today between him and Burton. Just fell over, and it's going to be a trip. Now they go. Well done from Burton. Kicks it long. There's a pack of Sunbury players there. Jumped over the top. Some Marsh player can't quite get it. Now running on the outer side. Marsh can control the ball. Bit of pressure. Grabs it here. There's got a man inside. They've got men over the top everywhere. They should figure something out here. If he can pick up the ball, he can't. Brutal defending from Sunbury on the last line. They kick it out. Need a mark here. Just can't. Now they handball. Into trouble again. And it's given as a high fend off. And it's going to be a free kick to Parente. 40 metres out. It was brutal there. Bacchus Marsh. Multiple opportunities. Couldn't kick the goal. Parente. Kicks. Gives it everything. Right to the line as the siren goes and doesn't quite get the journey. There we have it. 4-2-26 to 2-5-17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. It's the quarter time break.
Yeah, it's just 9 points separate the two sides. Calvito kicked the first 2 goals of the game within 3 minutes. He has 2, Burton has 2. Sutton and Egan 1 apiece for Sunbury. It's the most entertaining game here, despite the challenges that the players are experiencing with regard to the breeze that's blowing at Mattingley Park. Bacchus Marsh at the first break, 4-2-26. 9 point leaders over Sunbury, 2-5-17.
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
Welcome back to Mattingley Park for the match of the day. It's the Queen's Birthday clash between Bacchus Marsh and Sunbury, with Wes Cusworth and Archie Burley for what was really quite an entertaining first term, despite the fact that both sides at different times had a little bit of difficulty with the very blustery conditions here in Bacchus Marsh. 4-2-26 plays 2-5-17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. Here's Archie Burley with the first of the second quarter action.
Burton and Eels, well run there. That was probably, Eels won that. Now the ball squirts out. Well done, in and under that pack. Marsh win the ball as they go inside 50. Looking for Rex Hickman, can't quite get there, and the ball will trickle out of bounds 65 metres away from the Marsh's goal. Probably to the scoring side. So battle for front spot. Burton gets it. And just slaps the ball forward, trying to move it into the 50. Couple of players wrestle over it. How's the umpire going to see this? He just says play on, and then no, give it to me. So I have a ball up 45 metres out from the Marsh's goal. Burton, Eels. Just slapping around the ball. No one taking clean possession. Well followed up front from King. Trying to win the ball outside of the boot there. That was Parente, and he couldn't quite bring it back. So we'll have a throw in. 25 metres, 25 metres out from the Marsh's goal. Battling for front spot. Eels palms it down to his opponent and kicked, marked on the goal line. That's Willets. Well done. I think that was Burton. Eels just palmed it straight down his throat, slapped it, and then slapped it, thrown it on the boot, and straight to Willets. Walks in from 5 metres out and kicks the goal. Bacchus Marsh kicked the first in the second quarter. There's 2 minutes gone. 5-2-32 to 2-5-17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. It's the Ballarat Toyota match of the day.
Yeah, it's clearly exactly what Sunbury didn't want to have happen, particularly so early in the quarter. And it was a little bit of a hurried kick that fell fortuitously the way of Willets. He was just in the right position. And what do they say, Archie, about forwards? Play in front?
Oh, Eels just slapped it to his opponent. Burton did the roving.
So here's Burton, and Eels doing the ruck work. Taken by Donahue, back to the big fella. He's immediately wrapped up in the tackle. Does well to get handball out there. Back to Donahue. Oh, caught in the tackle is Parente. Had no opportunity to get rid of that there, because he had one handball he held. It was pretty tough stuff. And the umpire just said you could have got a boot to ball. Kicking it forward now is Harry Power. Big fly came from Owens. Ball at ground level. Taken by Porter. Sweeping and works it out wide to Burton. He's been good again. No one stands the mark. Eels as well back from where the mark was taken. Swings onto his customary left. Kick. Willets. Chest mark. Spilt. Ball to ground. Racing onto it is King, and ultimately the ball was shuffled over the boundary line and to be thrown in some 45 metres around from the Bacchus Marsh scoring zone on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. They lead at 5-2-32 to the visitors Sunbury 2-5-17.
Eels has it all to himself, just pumps it long, 30-metre hit there. Gathering the ball was Mobilio, and it's out of bounds. That was well done there from Eels. Don't know where Burton was. Eels and Burton. Good contest. Burton tries to grab the ball. Can't now. Does. Kicks, throws it on his boot. Sunbury players there. They get the front. That was really well done from Lever. He's had a red-hot start. Gives it back to his ruckman and Eels. Now they go through the middle. Here goes Sunbury. Couple of handball linking here as they go across the cricket pitch. They're going to go wide to Sutton. It's a good mark from him as he takes it. He's got a couple running forward. Is he going to go back and have a shot? He's probably 55. He wheels around, kicks, and well set up there. That's Owen. As he goes, they're going to go out of side. Try and compete him. Well done from Burton. He's got a couple of players free. He gives it to German. German running. Can't get it. Rex Hickman. Good hands. Back to German. It's a good run on the wing here. Trying to hit someone up. Can Willits take the mark? He can. It's not going to be within range. He's got a player running. He can't take it. And then off the ground, he kicks the goal. Well done from Parente. And well done, Tom German. A great run on the wing. Took it coast to coast. Hit up Parente. Couldn't take the mark. And then follows up and kicks the dribble off the ground. 5 minutes gone. 6-2-38 to 2-5-17. The Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Yeah, that was really, really good stuff by Bacchus Marsh. Their transition from the last line, moving it forward and kicking their second goal of the quarter at the 5-minute mark. They've stretched the lead out to a game-high 21 points here at Mattingley Park. They lead it 6-2-38 to 2-5-17. This time it's Sunbury going forward. Sutton, front position, palms it down to the advantage of a teammate. What can they do? Ball spills out to Egan. He's wrapped up in the tackle and he's caught high on this occasion. And the free kick is going to go the way of Sunbury. So Egan, wearing the long sleeves, as I would be out there. He kicks to another long sleeve player in Sutton, but front position is with Owen. Owen switches play, uses the fat side of the ground. That's the commentary side of the ground. Coming off the bench was a Sunbury player in Joel Muir, but Bacchus Marsh good enough to get across and to take the mark. They're going to continue to use the line. The kick towards Willits over the top, and then taken to the tackle was Kovacevic, and the ball is knocked over the boundary line to be thrown in right in front of us in the commentary position. 6.5 minutes have gone in our Ballarat Toyota match of the day. 6-2-38. That's Bacchus Marsh leading Sunbury 2-5-17.
Muir and Burton. Burton wins it down again. I've said that a couple of times today. In and under the Sunbury player. Well fought out there. That's McLean. Good hands. Now they've got to get the ball in the boot. Great pressure there. That was Hoon and Eastmuir. They retain possession. Running out was Power. Goes long. Owen coming across again. That's his third intercept mark for the quarter. He's been a rock down there. He's going to slow it up. Hits King in the middle. He just says, let's settle it down, boys. Take the pace off the game. Now he's going long. There's a few more Sunbury players. Takes the fist. Willits is there. Eastmuir. Ball's out of bounds. Willits. Good present there. And we'll have a throw-in just in front of us in the commentary position.
Big men set themselves. Burton conceding a couple of inches, takes front position, palms it away, taken in the tackle and then buried with the tackle as Culliver. And the umpire was okay with that and said that Matty Medcraft's tackle was quite legitimate, and so we'll have another ball in. Once again, right in front of us. Big men set themselves. This time, front position was with Muir. Ball at ground level. Good to see Burton fighting in there. LaFranchi at ground level. Another pack forms, and we'll have the players hand the football back to the umpire. 6-2 plays 2-5, 8 minutes gone in the Ballarat Toyota match of the day for Queen's Birthday weekend.
Burton and Muir. Burton just grabs it and throws it on the boot. Who's there at home? Comes off the feet of Willits, gets the hands out. Trying to find player, he can't, and it's at the bottom of the pack. Umpire says, let's give it to me. Burton being pretty dominant in the rock today. Oh, and that time Muir wins the tap. Can't grab the ball. Bramble and over the line. Parente's dragged. Kicked the last goal. Thrown in. Big Messel, big men, tussle position. No free kick. Umpire says play on. LaFranchi and a couple of players in there and can't get the ball up. It's a bit of start-stop here.
Just a bit of scrappy football over the last couple of minutes, Archie.
It's probably going to suit Sunbury as they want to get the scoring stopped. Come off the bench fresh. That was still dry. Couldn't quite get it. Now ball goes long. runs back, throws himself forward, looking for the free kick, the Marsh player, and the umpire says, give it to me. 45 metres out from the Marsh's goal.
Muir and Burton. Burton takes possession, throws the fist away. Quick snap on goal from the Marsh. Goes sky high. It's just the one behind, and they stretch the lead by that out to 22 points. 6-3-39. Plays Sunbury's 2-5-17. The Lions unmoved on the scoreboard since the quarter time break, and we've gone some 10 minutes into this second quarter. So they have gone forward, but just haven't really been able to capitalise on their opportunities, as the only 2 goals of the quarter have gone the way of the home side.
Lever. Going to kick 2, a couple of short options. Probably wants to go long here. He's going to go short. Good kick. Had to be centimetre perfect, and it was. It's across now. The wind's going to take the ball. They kick it down there, and he does. Long, high ball. Sutton flies and couldn't take the mark. Marsh, win back possession. That was Porter. Gets caught in the tackle, thrown on the boot from Owen, and it's out on the full. Pat Scanlon will take the kick in.
Well, certainly spending plenty of time on that side of the ground there, Archie.
Definitely. They've got to look for the switch here, especially with Cody Bramble. We know what pace he's got on the outer side. We're waiting for the ball to come over. And no, he's going to go back down that line. Couple of players. Good mark. Good strong. He wants to wheel and go, and the boundary umpire says, no, you juggled it over the line. Give it to me. I'll have a throw in.
Nice high throw in. Muir, Burton, fisted away by the latter. Running onto it, the Marsh. Oh, Hickman's handball was just a little bit too hot for his teammate there on that occasion. Bursting through was Eastmuir. Spills it out wide. Here's an opportunity for the Marsh. The kick and a nice strong mark. Deep in the pocket, deep in attack. And the recipient there was Joel Freeman. So Freeman will have a shot from the left forward pocket. And I reckon he's given every indication that he might run around here. He's just indicated to the umpire, just watch that, Tom Donoghue. He's going to jump on me as quick as anything. So here's Freeman. The distance shouldn't trouble him. The accuracy surely will into this breeze. He sets it out to the right. It curls back beautifully. That is a really well-executed kick on that occasion by Joel Freeman. And that stretches the lead by 6 points to 28 points here at Mattingly Park. Bacchus Marsh move along to 7-3-45. Sunbury 2-5-17.
Great play there from the Marsh. Really dominating possession. Starting to get on top in all areas of the ground. Sunbury got to be careful this doesn't get it blown out this game. Burton, Muir, Burton wins it. Once again, it's a high tackle. He wants to keep going, though. He's nearly run down, but he gets ball to boot. Lever waiting back there and takes a nice intercept mark. Wants to go inboard, wants to start taking the game on. Chips it short. This is Minton Connell. Goes longer. It's a high ball. It's a risky kick. Couldn't mark it, but they brought it to ground. Well done from that Marsh player. Handball's inside. That's Eastmuir. Gets it back. Now the Marsh send it in. The loopy ball. Can someone get under it? They can't. Lever gets quick hands. Gives it up, though. And is holding the ball. Aaron Willits was caught. Now they go. Bramble. Long down the line. Looking for his ruckman. He does mark it. Off a couple of sets of hands. Here's Eels. Probably looking for Sutton. They're going to change direction. Try and go out the outer side of the wing. Bounces off his chest. This is Nevitt. Puts it in front of Doyle. Doyle gets it. Handballs it back to Wood. Wood in two minds goes back to Werner.
They've formed a wall nicely, haven't they, Bacchus Marsh?
Bramble. Sees an inside kick. It's a bit hard to chew off. He kicks it. Wood over the top. This is right. Long down that line, Owen's been absolutely beautiful this quarter. He's been a rock in defence. It's his 4th intercept mark. As Marsh take it through the outer side. I've got players running. This is Porter. Can he get on the end of it? He's got to get and go. He does. Can he trap the ball? Handball over the top to German. German looks up, trying to hit off a kick. Rex Hickman beats his player, gets the handball inside, and a couple of players jump on it. The umpire probably deems it a ball up. Took a long time to call that.
Yeah, I suppose he's just giving the players the opportunity to get a possession out and to move the ball forward. Burton rips it out of the ruck, then kicks towards the top of the square. Juggling mark by Willits. Oh, it just shows you how very effective he is, Daniel Burton. That was terrific. And then Willits upheld his responsibility, which was to take the mark just near the top of the square still. Kicking from a 45-degree angle. Will kick from just 20 metres out. He comes in now. He sets it up nice and high. It's got a bit of ride about it, but it is nonetheless a goal to Bacchus Marsh. And Willits has got his 2nd of the quarter, and the margin now stretches out to a dangerous 34 points at the midway mark of this 2nd quarter as Bacchus Marsh move along to 8-3-51, leading Sunbury 2-5-17, and that is on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Great work from the Marsh.
And Burton once again.
Oh, yeah. What, you have 11 clearances last week, 15 the week before. Been absolutely dominant in this competition.
What a start.
And for the Marsh. It's good to see his teams getting the awards today. Back in the middle. Eels, and Burton wasn't in the ruck that time. King handballs it out wide. That's Werner over the top to the boy from Torquay. Maxi Eastmuir goes long. Looking for Hickman, gets over the back. Huon's in there. Can't quite get it. Couple of players now. Huon might get it. He does. Handball's inside. Picked up and snapped around the corner, and it's just to the near side. That was Joel Freeman. Nearly kicking a miraculous goal from the pocket. So they retrieve the ball and Sunbury kick in. Lieber. He's had a good game down there. 35 last week. He's looking for another big game today. Sutton from behind. Can't grab the ball. Now gives it to Bramble. Bramble through traffic to Sutton. That's good link-up play on the left now. They need someone to mark this. They're set up well. This is Butt. Grabs the ball. He just needs to try and get it to a player. He's outnumbered. That's well done from the Sunbury player. Butt back in and don't get it over the line. Porter involved, and the umpire says give it to me.
Eels doing the ruck work now for Sunbury. And the ball goes to ground, and we'll have another ball up as the ball is not coming out of that congestion. 18 minutes have elapsed, 8-4-52, plays 2-5-17. 50 metres, 60 metres around from the Sunbury goal. And very perilously close to the boundary line. And the Bacchus Marsh defenders pretty happy to find that boundary line as their side leads by some 35 points as we are just over the halfway mark of our 2nd quarter in our Ballarat Toyota match of the day.
Ball back in. Eels fighting. Willits in there as well. Ball just thrown on the boot, and it's going to land in play, so we're going to have a throw in. Basically in the same position. Got to watch that outer side. There could be a switch on here. No, neither ruckman could get to the ball. Well done from Tom German. Gets the hands over the top. Running through was King. Couldn't get the ball. Now tries to chase it. Thrown on the boot. Couple down there. Owen claims the mark, and the umpire falls for it. It came off the Sunbury's player's hands, and Owen claimed it and was rewarded. Out of defence now. The Marsh, well cut off there. That was Nevitt. Needed to do that. Miller puts his head over the ball and doesn't get rewarded, but they win ball back, Sunbury. Go through, that's Donahue. Trying to look. Owen was set himself well then again. And it's going to go out of bounds. Right on the forward flank for Sunbury on the outer side.
Yeah, just to the right of the Hooray scoreboard that says Bacchus Marsh 8-4-52 lead. The visitors 2-5-17. Bit of volleyball about this game now. LaFranchi tries to lay a tackle. Ball evades him and a pack forms, and there is a free kick, and it's going to go the way of the Marsh right on defensive 50. So in command at the moment, the home side, leading by 35 points. And going further wide, that's LaFranchi. He surveys the landscape in front, and then he's called the play on, and he kicks along the line. Sunbury's got the numbers back. They use hands and Werner, and eventually it's Nathan Wood. Sweeping handball. And they'll come out further wide to Bramble. Gee, I'd love to see him in a little bit more space because he's such a good hard runner. Nicely weighted kick from Bramble finds Will Wright, who in turn goes with another weighted kick, this time a little bit too heavily weighted. And it's going to be Harrison King now for Bacchus Marsh, although his kick is not hitting its target and it's turning it over, and Tyson Lever takes the mark. Lever wants to switch into space, and he's got a bit of room in which to move the recipient. That's Mitch McLean. Puts it out in the path of Jack Nevitt.
Nevitt running, looking for a target. Sutton can't get there, and oh, what an intercepting mark. Well done there from Willets.
Doing it at both ends, isn't he?
Yes. Sutton looked to be all, but had that and pushed off his man well. Here's King. Owen telling him to slow the game down. They've transitioned out of the back line well today. Haven't had much problems at all. Sees a man he likes. Kicks to a bit of a pack. The player, Craig, couldn't take the mark. Now, good tackle. That was Cavito. And the umpire says holding the ball. Vito goes short. This is Shea. Kicks. Look, there's a few Sunbury players all on their own, and as he has before, Lever. He runs off his mark, and they're going to go back. Sees the man in Scanlon. Tight kick along the boundary. The umpire said it's out in the full. So Rex Hickman, he put the ball on the ground. Lucky not to get paid 50 there. Rex Hickman's going to wheel and go. No, go short. To McKercher. McKercher now honours the lead, and it's a bit high, and the ball's fisted over the boundary line by Jake Egan. Well done in defence that time from Sunbury. Was unlucky because they were out on the outer side, and Lever just couldn't hit his kick. Down now. Good hands from Sunbury. So they get it out. Can they hit a target? They can. They can probably go if they want. They don't want to hold it up. This is Mobilio. Goes back. They go back to go forward. Marsh went back possession. Goes long. Looking for Hickman. Can't quite get the ball, and over the top. It's a great mark from Joel Freeman. The ball looked set for Rex Hickman, and Freeman stayed down and took a good contested mark. 40 metres out, 45 metres out. Tough angle. We know we have to aim for that right goalpost here. Missed a few shots here today. This position. Comes in, Freeman. Lets it come back. Is it coming enough? It is. It's a good goal, and he loves it. Great goal from Joel Freeman as Bacchus Marsh kick their ninth and extend the lead. Bacchus Marsh 9-4-58 to Sunbury 2-6-17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Yeah, Freeman's second goal joins Burton as a multiple goal kicker, Willets and Calvito. So doing things in pairs today, aren't they?
Very much so.
5 unanswered goals this quarter. Unfortunately, Sunbury's still stuck on their quarter time score, which is obviously disappointing for them as we see the ball back in the middle of Mattingley Park. Here's Harrison King with the takeaway. Kicks strongly. Ball over the top of the heads there on that occasion. There's Tyson Lever. He's been one of Sunbury's best today. He's been really good. There's Bramble. Love to see him go. Oh, the no-look handball came from Mitch McLean. It was pretty effective, although his teammate was quickly wrapped up in the tackle. I think Mitch McLean did very well to get that away without actually breaking the rules with regards to how you can handball. Umpire says we'll throw it up. Burton fisted out wide. Right into the turf there was Tyson Shea, the milestone player. 250 games today for the Cobras. Fantastic and outstanding effort by him. 9-4 plays 2-5. Burton front position, tries to go off the ground. That was Muir battling hard. Good to see. LaFranchi in a duel with Miller. Miller does well. Releases by hand a teammate in power. Now Sunbury forward. Here's Bramble. Bramble just held up. He uses his hand and gets it out wide to Muir. Muir kicks towards the top of the square. Sutton sandwiched between two defenders. Owen, the intercept mark, was front position and ultimately will have another ball up. Just 20 metres around from the scoring zone. Sunbury deep in attack. 26 minutes gone in this Ballarat Toyota match of the day, second quarter.
Burton just fists the ball away. Well done. That was a good tap to King. King trying to hit up a target, and the Sunbury defender just pumps it over the line. It's good defending there. That was Scanlon as they gain another 50 metres. Just to the left of us in the commentary position here. This ball goes in. Burton fights the front spot. Beats Muir. Gets his boot to the ball. Well done. The Lever turns into trouble. How does the umpire see it? He says, give it to me. Didn't have a prior.
Good decision. Wrapped up in the tackle as soon as he gained possession.
Umpire's been good today. Burton and Muir. Burton slaps it down into the path of Shea. Shea trying to get the ball. Can't. Throw it onto the boot. That was Culliver. It's dragged under the bottom of a Sunbury player. How does the umpire going to see it? He says holding the ball. I think that was a little bit unlucky for Sunbury. He was already on the ground and the ball just got shoveled under him.
Often it can be a player on either side that can actually do that, and unfortunately if you're the one sandwiched underneath, it's pretty tough. Well, here's young Ethan McKercher with a shot on goal.
McKercher, it's probably, I think he's got the range in him. 35 metres out. He's going to have to aim for that right goalpost and let the ball come around. Some fans giving him some advice from the boundary line. Anyway, he goes back, kicks. It looks pretty good, and he's absolutely slotted it. He loves it as well. Gives a great celebration. And what a goal there from Ethan McKercher.
Well, he was a junior award winner at last year's presentation night, the Hendo, and kicks his first goal of this game. Kicked a goal against Redan a little earlier in the season, which was his first, and certainly drew plenty of attention from his teammates. But that might be your celebration of the day, Archie, when you do the wrap-up at the end of today.
Sure.
47 points separate the two sides. It was just 9 at quarter time. 10-4 plays 2-5. And here's Bacchus Marsh with the takeaway once again. Kick inside 50, and the mark's taken by an on-stretch Mitch McLean. They'll use the outer side of the ground, perilously close to the boundary, and in fact so close that it's over. And that opens the door for Bacchus Marsh to go straight back inside 50 once again. This is going to be Riley Stooldryer. Short worm burning kick finds Harrison King. He's 60 from home. He wheels around. He kicks long towards the top of the square, drifting back, and it's going to be the numbers with Sunbury, Will Wright. Wright's little kick further afield and finds Matty Medcraft. Medcraft, left back pocket, calls a player to come forward, kicks to a 2-on-1 situation, and the one does very well. That was clever work there on that occasion by Cooper Anderson, just to make sure that he didn't concede possession. Ball moved forward by Sunbury. Opportunity to go off the ground now is with Mobilio, taken on this occasion by Jake Sutton. Dispossessed of the football, wins it back. Pack forms. Owen was there. Here's LaFranchi. Bacchus Marsh defending valiantly. They want to hold on to this notion of keeping Sunbury scoreless in this second quarter, and the ball over the boundary line right in front of the scoreboard that says Bacchus Marsh 10-4-64, leading Sunbury 2-5-17, and we are ticking towards the 30-minute mark of our second quarter.
Burton and Muir tries to grab the ball, gets tackled in the process. Now Marsh trying to win pack possession, and the ball's at the bottom of that pack somewhere. The umpire says, give it to me. Have a ball up, 35 metres out from Sunbury's goal. 30 minutes gone. Good tap there from Muir, trying to create some space for Sunbury. And it's another ball up. 30 metres out now from Sunbury's goal. Just got to try and create some space. Be proactive around the contest. Taken there from Muir. He tries to took on a couple and gets pinged. Good tackle there. Looks like Maxi Eastmuir doesn't want to give the ball back. Now he goes. Takes a bounce. Wants to have a dash. Kicks it long. Looking for Willits. Good mark. Oh no. Looks up. Now he goes. He's got a man out. That's McKercher. Can he take the mark? He's got 3 to contend with behind him. Now he gets the ball. He's got King running back and he couldn't get it to him. Runs out of room and takes it over the boundary line. It's a good transition there. Just too easy for Bacchus Marsh again out of defence. $50 metres out. Siren can't be long away. Hickman gets front position, punches it forward to the Marsh player. Good hands. Maxi Eastmuir going in and under. Hands off. Can't get the ball. Can Sunbury do something late here? They win it now. They've got to go. They've got to take the game on. Couple of handball chains here. They get it going. He hits it. LaFranchi could get here. He might just... Oh, cool and composed. Back to Owen. And Owen sees someone on the outer side. They've been good all day, the back line. As Burton kicks across to Stooldryer. And as the siren goes, Bacchus Marsh lead Sunbury 10-4-64 to 2-6-17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. It's the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. It's half time.
Here goals to Willits on 2 occasions. Parente kicked 1, Freeman and McKercher all kicked goals in that second quarter. And Bacchus Marsh were able to build on what was a 9-point advantage at quarter time and stretch it out to 47 points at half time. They kicked 6 unanswered goals. Sunbury went forward a number of occasions, but it was generally Owen who was providing the greatest resilience down back, like a rock of Gibraltar. And we saw Bacchus Marsh kick 6 second quarter goals, and as I say, take the lead out to 10-4-64 to 2-5-17. This is the round 9 match of the day in the Ballarat Toyota Football League. In fact, the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. It's the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. 10-4-64 plays 2-5-17, and we will be back with second half action in about 10 minutes' time.
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
should be right.
Welcome back to the Ballarat Toyota match of the day from Mattingley Park in Bacchus Marsh. It's nice and cool here with Wes Cusworth and Archie Burley. Despite the significant 47-point margin at halftime, Archie, it's still been a pretty entertaining contest.
Yeah, it's been a very good game, Wes. I've loved watching it. Sunbury seem to get control in the defensive half, but they're just struggling to, when they get it inside their 50, Bacchus Marsh are moving it out way too quickly. So they're just got to lock it in there a bit more and make it harder for Bacchus Marsh to transition the ball from defence to attack.
10-4 plays 2-5 as we're about to get the second half underway as the umpire holds the Sharon aloft and Archie Burley takes the first of the action.
Burton and Muir sets a statement there, winning that. Puts Sutton in the middle here. Tries to jump on it, and the umpire says, give it to me. We'll have it. We'll probably clear it out a little bit, get away from the career pitch. No doubt a hazard. Burton fighting front position. Taps it down. Well rove there from Miller. Now the ball's out. That was Porter. German to his cousin Eastmuir, and he's driven into the turf. Eastmuir will have the ball.
He's an in and under player, isn't he, Max?
Oh, definitely. Coming from Torquay last year. Gets it across because he wanted to play a higher level of football. That was Cray. And it was a misdirected kick. It will roll out of bounds and we'll have a throw in on the outer side.
Sunbury really need to draw within a few goals, one would think, and really capitalise on the fact that they're kicking with the aid of the breeze in this second quarter.
Ball in. Burton, Muir, good contest. That was well done from Miller. Gets the hands out. He gets caught though, and he's done holding the ball. Marsh are going inside 50 again. King to the right. Can't get it. Kicks it deep. That was Shea. And running and taking the mark. That's Aaron Willits. He's had a good day today. Kicked 2 goals already. He'll line up for his third. It was well done from Bacchus Marsh there. Well done from Shea. Fine Willits. And this one's going through. Mark it down. Kicks. It's beautiful. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. He did not have to move. As Bacchus Marsh extend the lead. 11-4, 70 to 2-6, 17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Willits has been impressive because he's booted 3 goals, but at different times we've seen him drift across half back to gather possessions too, so he doesn't mind a little bit of work further afield. What can Sunbury do? They need to really start to make a bit of a move here. Palming it to his team's advantage was Joel Muir. Sunbury do go forward. First to the footy there was Pat Scanlon, although no, running away with it and kicking is Jake Owen. He moves it over to Tom German, who kicks further afield. Awkward bouncing football. Here's Joel Freeman. Doubling back was Hoon. Had his kick smothered. That was Hickman. Ball spills to the advantage of Miller. And now Sunbury with the ball in possession of Tyson Lever. Oh, and he's been pinged. So Lever, who certainly had plenty of business down his end of the ground today. The Marsh coming on board and finds German. 3 minutes gone, third quarter action here in the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. German, worm-burning kick, had the lead from Calvito, who kicked 2 goals in the space of the first 3 minutes of the game. And he's gone back with a bit of intent, Archie.
I think he reckons he's got the distance here, Wes.
I reckon he has, and he's also got the Michael Holding run-up. He's gone a very long way back from the man on the mark, and he comes in now and is very intentional about his shot on goal. No, in fact, he goes short and finds German. So it was all quite a case of cloak and dagger stuff there.
The 2-card trick.
and finds German inside 50. And German will kick from just inside the arc. Hardly any angle to speak of. He's kicking to the western end of Mattingly Park. He sets it up nice and high. Does it go the journey? Fists fly at the footy and it's shuffled over the boundary line. Good defensive work there on that occasion by the Lions. They are happy to concede a point. The margin 54 points. 11-5-71 plays 2-5-17 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Kicking in will be Lever. He's been solid in defence today, as he is every week for Sunbury. Gets himself in a little bit of trouble and then gets smothered. He's got to fix it here. Marsh, dangerous around the ball. Good hands back out. They're going to send it inboard. See if they can get a mark. They can't. The ball's still in a dangerous position. The Sunbury player carried to the couple, thrown on the boot and faded just through the left of the behinds there. Another point to the Marsh. Brings the score to 11-6-72 to 2-5-17. Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. It's 5 minutes, 12 seconds gone in this third quarter.
And of course this game is going to finish after 5 o'clock and we can see the lights are starting to come on here at Mattingly Park. Long kick in from Lever, probably the best presented of the Sunbury players. Here's an opportunity for the Lions. Harry Power inside 50. There's not really a target to go to, and so Valden sweeps across half-back, gets it off to Quade Butt, who in turn sends it further afield, but only so far as Jake Egan, who marks on full stretch. Egan, who has at different times rotated through the ruck today and had a bit of a go at Burton, kick towards 50. Good mark taken on that occasion by Lee Brennan. So Brennan marks strongly right on the 50-metre arc, which means that he's going to kick from 55, but the way we've seen the ball move to that,
You have to give it everything.
Melbourne end, you'd reckon that if he heads out to that right goal post, he might be a chance here. He comes in, once again, he's very intentional about it. And he does head in that direction, and it's a nice kick. Does it have the carry? No, it's off hands through for just a minor score. It's the first score since the 25-minute mark of that first quarter for Sunbury. And they've cut the margin back to 54 points. 11-6, Bacchus Marsh leads Sunbury 2-6.
Quade Butt, the kicking duties as he has all day. Everyone on that far side of the ground tries to pick out someone in that. Goes to Owen, off hands, well roved. That was Shea. Now Sunbury nearly winning the ball back. Well done from Burton, trying to push the ball forward. Sunbury, Mike at the ball back. Tom German with a great tackle, not rewarded. They're still willing the ball back. This is Medcraft. He finds someone. Little chiseling kick over a couple of players. Finds a player on his own. Turns around. Kicks. Bang. Goal. Well done from Sunbury Lions to kick that goal. Think it was Maballo around the corner. It was Medcraft. He was trying to find someone. Missed a couple of targets. Went over the back. Bello was there and snapped around the corner. Good goal. Brings the margin back now to 48 points. 11-6-72. Bacchus Marsh to 3-6-24. Sunbury. 8 minutes gone in the third quarter. Good hit out there. Got some momentum now, Sunbury. Mops it up, Porter. It goes longer. This is Culliver trying to find someone. German, good mark. Looks up, has a couple lead at him. There's nowhere to go. Willits is down there. He's going to try and present that now. He goes shorter. Good strong mark. I've had clean hands all day. The Marsh. He's going to try and shoot it. Oh, it's well stopped there. Now Muir, if he can get clean possession, he can't. Going back in, Porter. Tries to put his head over the ball. There's Eastmuir in there, in and under the pack. This ball's going to be thrown up 60 metres from Bacchus Marsh's goal. Ball up. That's Eastmuir in there again. Under the pack. Get it out. Can't.
Big boys go at it once again. 55 from the Marsh goal. taken by Sunbury. They'll come out wide. This is Bramble. He's got plenty of pace about him, the young fella. And he chooses the short option. And now Sunbury able to progress from the commentary side of the ground with a long penetrating kick from Lee Brennan. Oh, the big leap from behind. And in fact, right into the back of Jake Owen. So Owen's going to be the recipient of the free kick. 30 from defensive goal. He switches it out wide and finds Burton. No, in fact, there's a Shepherd has been paid. It's gone against the Marsh, and it's going to go the way of the Lions. 60 metres out from goal. They're kicking to the right of our screen. They're kicking to the Melbourne City end. Sunbury go forward and cut off by Owen once again. His intercept marking today has been absolutely outstanding. He finds Kovacevic, left half back. Oh, a little up and under kick. No, in fact, it wasn't even a clean kick. It was partially smothered. It was clever work there on that occasion by Jakey Sutton. There's LaFranchi. Sky high kick comes from the Marsh. Sitting underneath it is the Sunbury player, and a good mark taken by Minton Connell. So Minton Connell has it at right half forward. His side in deficit by some 48 points. Short options on, and that's Lee Brennan. So Brennan probably
Seems confident.
Yeah, he does seem confident, and he will kick from 55, but he'll also kick with the breeze to his back. He still needs to aim for this right goalpost. Kicking to the Melbourne City end here at Mattingly Park. He steps up now. He starts it out left, and that's precisely where it's going to finish, and it's through for just the minor score. 47 points separate the two sides. 3-7. That is Sunbury. A little inaccurate. Bacchus Marsh, 11-6-72, and the Marsh totally in control of this game as Quade Butt brings it back in.
Quade Butt, long, Muir nearly getting a hand to that one. Couldn't quite. Oh, well done. That was slick hands in there from Doyle. Ball turned back over the Marsh. Try and go forward. It was probably pushing the back. Umpire says play on Muir there. There's some pace on the outer side from the Marsh. Couldn't get the ball. Tom German in there trying to get it out. And he can't. And there's going to be a ball up. Outer side wing. Bacchus Marsh. Look well set behind the ball here. Ball goes forward. Eastmuir out there. Doesn't get it, but still keeps running. Now in the middle. Good chain of handballs. Can they hit someone up? Strong hands. You have two to contend with. Ball out. Now Sunbury. Can they run the ball out here? They have no one to kick to, so he just kicks to space and hopes. LaFranchi leads the race, but gets over the back. This is Brennan. There's a high tackle. Handball off now. Porter on his left foot. Looking for King. He can't. Dashing through there was Horney. Couldn't take the ball. They got to hold. They got to get some control here. Sunbury goes in the middle. It's not the place you want to go. Willing it forward, and it's all Bacchus Marsh set up behind here. As I mentioned before, well set. Tries to hit King. Overcooks the ball. King's still there. And it's going to be a free kick back to the Marsh. They were out there as well, Sunbury, so that's not a good free kick to give away. This is Parente. Goes long. Looking for someone to fly at the ball. He couldn't take the mark. As they go out, this is to the outer side. Good kick, and it's going to be a throw-in. Pat Scanlon trying to get on the end of that one. Just out of his reach. It was unfortunate because he got it. They had a couple of one-on-ones inside 50.
Ballarat Toyota scoreboard, 11-6-72. Bacchus Marsh leading Sunbury 3-7-25. Ball thrown in. Burton works his way into the path of the football, but it's Sunbury with the takeaway, kick inside 50. And look at Jake Owen. Well, he spilt the mark there on that occasion, but he's pretty much held on to everything else. And then his kick wasn't so great either. So I've given him a rap a little earlier, and he's just let me down there. But it doesn't diminish what an outstanding game he has enjoyed. Here's Donahue. Sunbury inside 50 once again. Oh, the big fly came from a number of players. At ground level, it's Veldon. Now the Marsh from defensive 50. Kick to the wing. Spilling the mark there was Freeman. He's kicked a couple of goals and he's been pretty handy. Rebounds off hands. Eastmuir dispossessed of the football. The Marsh win it back. Puts it into the path of McKercher. He runs onto it, the speed demon. He goes one way, does a bit of a spin, then kicks towards the teeth of goal. And Sunbury happy to look for the refuge of the line. In fact, they do well because they didn't even take it over there. That was Nathan Doyle showing really good composure. Works it out wide to the advantage of Muir. Back in board now, Donahue. Found a teammate by hand, Sutton. They've done very well here, Sunbury, to bring this from the very last line. And they can even go inside 50 and they can gather possession here, but look at that resilience demonstrated by the Bacchus Marsh back half. And here's Burton, who's been an absolute superstar yet again today, finds a teammate on centre wing.
Bit across. Looking, just going to short chip. Wait for something to open up. They've been taking the game on all day today, Bacchus Marsh. It's been exciting to watch. They go long. They want Hickman to mark this. Gets under it. Can't take it. Well done from Muir from behind. Sunbury. Get back position. Just throw it on the boot. Oh, but well set up there from the Marsh player. You have to cop a big hit. He knew it was coming, but he stood under it. When you got to go, you got to go. That was German. Now chips it short to Shea. He's going to go longer. Look for a target. There's a few floating around. Running at the ball is Willits. Great mark and great play from the Bacchus Marsh Cobras. It was good from German first to get the intercept mark. Chip to Shea, and then Shea put it in the path. And this will be for Willits' fourth. Been all over the ground today, Willits, but when he's been up forward, he's been clunking everything. 25 metres out. It's fading, and he's kicked it. They celebrated early, made the goal umpire work, but it's sailed through. It extends the lead for Bacchus Marsh. 12-6, 78 to 3-7-25 Sunbury on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. 17 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Well, he's clearly the most productive forward on our ground today. He's booted 4 goals. Freeman's kicked a couple. We know that Calvito's kicked a couple. And Burton's kicked a couple. And they have been pretty dominant so far today. 12-6, 78 plays 3-7-25. And what I like about Burton's game as he's back in the middle right now is that he plays the role of a midfielder, but also is highly competitive when it comes to ruck tap-outs. And right on the cricket pitch, where we'll see a ball up as the umpire unable to pull a free kick out. Neither the players are able to get a clean possession. Burton up against his rival there in Muir. The ball works its way towards the outer side of the ground, centre wing, and ultimately over the boundary line to be thrown in. They look like they're pretty good lights here at Battingley Park. I haven't seen them in action previously, so we certainly will in the latter stages of this game, the Ballarat Toyota match of the day, the only game on the Queen's Birthday weekend in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League.
The rest of the round will be played next weekend. It's a good standalone game. Great crowd out here today. A couple of the Sunbury fans might have gone home a little bit early as Shea gets it towards the middle of the ground. Kicks long, looking for Burton. Couldn't quite take the mark. His opponent did well. Now quick hands. I think that was German. Down long, looking for and taking the mark is Joel Freeman. Great mark there. Got rid of his opponent. And had the sticky mitts to take that one. It's going to line up from 20 metres out, directly in front. Similar to where Aaron Willits kicked his last goal. And Bacchus Marsh getting well and truly on top here. He slots it. Great work for the Marsh. Been dominant most of the day here. Starting to show on the scoreboard. 13-6, 84 to 3-7-25 Sunbury. 19 minutes gone in this third quarter for the Ballarat Toyota match of the day.
Yeah, so Freeman's 3 goals and Willett's 4 goals. They're certainly pretty dangerous forwards, aren't they? And Bacchus Marsh would like to have their fullest, as would Sunbury, at their disposal, and starting to challenge some of the top sides in the competition. Ball goes up, ball goes down again. Sutton doing some on-ball work. He's taken in the tackle, goes to ground. Umpire correctly deems that he had no prior opportunity, says we'll have a ball up. Throws it up between Burton and Muir once again. Here's Donahue. Can't evade a tackle. Ball spills free, but then he applies the tackle of his own. Good second effort by Donahue. As we tick towards the 20-minute mark of our third quarter in the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. Burton and Muir once again. Egan. Donahue. Sweeping handball. And now they're able to progress, and they put Bramble into a bit of space. I like it when he takes a bit of a run. He kicks inside 50, the big leap. Oh, mark almost taken. In fact, yes, the umpires paid the mark. So that was a really good leap there on that occasion, coming from Jaden Eales, who started in the ruck and has been pushed forward. He's got a really tight angle to contend with. He's hard up against the boundary on the right half forward flank.
The wind going the wrong way as well to help him.
Yeah, so let's see how Jaden Eales deals with this. He just has to think this one through. We've got a really good view of this. He sets it up. It is a beautiful kick off the boot. That is really well finished by Jaden Eales. And he kicks just the 4th Sunbury goal, his first of the game. And that is really nice completion by the big fella. It was a good mark, it was a good goal, and he brings his side back within 53 points.
Great goal there from Sunbury. If they can get a couple more here, they can put a little bit of doubt into the minds of Bacchus Marsh going to the last quarter. They can have the ascendancy going to the last quarter. Who knows? Burton, Muir, battle it in the ruck. Well done from Burton. Gets it off to King. King just says, get away from me, and kicks it long to Hickman. It's a good contest there. Lever couldn't quite get the ball, and it's kicked, and it's going to be out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in 65 metres out from the Bacchus Marsh goal. How good is that from King? Yeah, the Dusty Martin. Don't argue. 3 different players. Back in. Burton. Couldn't quite get it. Well done from Sunbury. Win possession. Look up in the wing. This is Lee Brennan. Turns around. Hands. He's going to get chased down. He gets a boot to ball. And it's going to be out on the full. Shows the pressure. The Bacchus Marsh been applying all day to affect the kick there. As Owen goes further back to Culliver. I'm going to bite off saying, oh no, it's not a great kick as he handballs over the top. This Sunbury player kicks. It's going to roll and couldn't quite get there. This is Eales, and it goes out of bounds.
Bit of a leg break there on that occasion from Mobilio.
Yeah, Mobilio probably should have looked for a teammate, but it was a tough kick from 50 out, especially when you got the wind to contend with.
Ball thrown in. Eales doing the ruck work inside 50. Taken by the Marsh, dispossessed. Throwing it on the boot. And now towards midfield. Taken by Sunbury at ground level. That was Nathan Wood. He's dispossessed. East Muir's in there. Wood cops a little bit of a nudge in the back. Umpire calls play on. And, in fact, he gets pinged.
The ball.
So, East Muir out wide. King moves forward by foot with a real worm-burning kick there on that occasion. Good work. King receives it back. Oh, the 1-2 once again, and King's kicking from 45. The kick towards the square, off hands, taken at ground level. Trying to get a quick kick away there on that occasion was Freeman. Sunbury do well on the last line. Haven't quite cleared it yet. Donahue by hand, off to Egan. Struggling to gather possession there on that occasion. It's an awkward bouncing footy. He eventually does, and he does pretty well. And then Wood puts it out wide and finds Harry Power.
Long down the line. Oh, and as he has all day, taking another great intercept mark. It's a great move from the Bacchus Marsh coach, chucking back there after he started the first half of the season in the forward, kicking 14 goals for Bacchus Marsh. So good move putting him back here.
What a versatile player.
Yeah. It's a Shea. Goes shorter to King. They might switch it here. Goes to the middle of the ground. This is Gray again. To LaFranchi. They're building. He's got a man on his own. That's Valden. They're not going to use him. It's going to go longer. Looking for Hickman. He's under it. Has 4 to contend with. Nearly still marked it. The Sunbury going to try and get it out here. Not a kind bounce for Scanlon. Well done. That was great work from that Marsh player to get it out to Burton. Now handball's back. They're going to go wider to Porter. Porter. Scrubby little kick. It still might work out. Hickman throws it on the boot. It bounces. And then on the last line, Joel Freeman kicks the goal. Hickman nearly kicking a miraculous goal around the corner while being tackled, but it wasn't going to make it. Joel Freeman kicks it to the servo. Great goal. Brings the score to 14-6-90 to 4-7-31. The Marsh run away again. 26 minutes gone on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. This is the Ballarat Toyota match of the day.
Number 4 for Freeman. Joins Willits on that figure. Good return by the forwards. Dual weapons. And as you made mention, when they're going to throw Owen back and demonstrate his versatility in the game as a quality player, then obviously it's time then for others to step up. There's a hold. Goes the way of Donahue. The umpire says, no, get behind your mark, young fella. Here's Donahue. This time he goes the other way, to the left of the man on the mark. The kick towards McLean. McLean runs onto it. The 2 number 11s oppose one another. Slight mismatch in height. When the ball's at ground level, it doesn't matter too much. Ballarat Toyota scoreboard says 14-6-90 plays 4-7-31. It's a 59-point margin, which of course is a game high margin. As we see, Burton takes it away. Not a lot of numbers back there for either side. And they come into the midfield and the mark's taken by Minton Connell. He moves it on by foot very quickly, squares it. And now Sunbury go to half forward. LaFranchi up against his rival there in Brennan. Brennan might be in it with another opportunity here. LaFranchi by hand. Oh, Bacchus Marsh running themselves into a little bit of strife. Kick smothered. And Sunbury just can't quite gather a clean possession there on that occasion. 27 minutes have gone in our third quarter in the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. The Ballarat Toyota scoreboard says Bacchus Marsh 14-6-90, leading the visitors 4-7-31.
Burton Muir back in the ruck. Burton from position. Muir has his hands around him. They both just stand there, and it's going to be a free kick to Burton. You're starting to get a little bit worried. That's what Burton does. Puts it in the back of your mind. Now they've got a man dashing out. It's Bart. He can't take the mark. And then he holds and gives away the free kick, but it doesn't matter. It's 3-quarter time. 14-6-90 to 4-7-31 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. It's a 59-point margin at the end of the third quarter for the Ballarat Toyota match of the day between the Bacchus Marsh Cobras and the Sunbury Lions.
Joel Freeman's kicked 4 goals, 3 of those coming in the third quarter. Aaron Willits has kicked 4 goals, 2 of those coming in the third quarter. Burton has 2, Calvito has the 2 that he kicked in the opening 3 minutes of the first term of the game. And Parente has 1 and Ethan McKercher has 1. And for the visiting Sunbury Lions, we have goals coming in the first quarter to Jake Egan and Jake Sutton. Jaden Eels booted 1 and Corey Mobilio booted 1 in that third quarter. 14-6-90 to 4-7-31. A 59-point spread separates these two sides at 3-quarter time in our Ballarat Toyota match of the day. For the Queen's birthday weekend, you'll have Wes Cusworth and also Archie Burley joining you for the 4th and final quarter on the other side of this short break.
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
Fourth quarter action about to come up in the Ballarat Toyota match of the day for the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League with Wes Cusworth and Archie Burley. And Archie Burley brings you the first of the action from the fourth and final quarter.
Burton wins the ball out of the middle as he has so many times today. Well done from the Sunbury defender. Gives the hands all over the top. This is into McConnell. Gives it out to Bramble. We know he's got a lot of speed. He's a man on his own. Good kick. Hits him up. This is Lee Brennan. He's going to go to Sutton. No, he wants to go inboard. Who's there? No one can take the mark. And the ball comes to ground. German just throws it on the boot. It's a good contest there in the middle. Rex Hickman, get down, big boy. Hands up. Good there, well done. Now they're going to move it forward. They're outnumbered here, running back to goal. Well done from Freeman, gives the hands across, and Hun just misses to the right side. Was unlucky because it was great hands from Freeman. It was a 4-on-1. They did well as Lever comes out of defence. Chips it short. Not a lot of movement up the field. It's short. Bang, and comes off the hands of Owen, and we'll have a throw in 75 metres out from the Cobras goal.
90 seconds into this fourth quarter, and the lights just starting to become more prominent here at Mattingley Park. We know that certainly within the next 25 minutes they'll play more of a role. Burton fists it to his team's advantage distance-wise, direction-wise, but not so much possession-wise. But eventually the Marsh do win it back. Hun got the handball out to King, couldn't quite gather a low handball at knee level. That's Egan. And now an opportunity for Sunbury to go by foot. Taken by the Marsh. Ridden into the turf there was Culliver. Oh, throwing himself at it as Eastmuir. That is really hard football. Hun retreats with the handball. That was cleverly done there by Sunbury. And now Egan takes a bounce, swings onto the left, kicks towards the goal face. There's a real foot race on. Quade Butt's the first man to get back there. He's happy to look for the refuge of the line, and I reckon that might have come off his boot. And it has, in fact, and it's going to be a Sunbury free kick hard up against the fence. I reckon that might have ricocheted off his shin. No, in fact, throw in, which looks a little bit surprising, but nonetheless, the umpires are a lot closer than I am. And so for that reason, I'll hand them the responsibility of making the call.
We'll have a stoppage here as the ball was thrown in. Thought the ball came off his boot there and they gave it a free kick, but anyway. Burton wins another clearance, kicks it back, gets it out. Hickman trying to track the ball down. Gets down, can't quite get the ball. That was well done from Nevitt as he gives the handballs inboard to Medcraft. Silky handballs. That's back to Minton Connell. Goes long, looking for a target. Owen with the big fist over the top, takes out a couple of players. LaFranchi trying to get back there. Can't quite get clean possession. The ball's just ping-ponging around in there. And well picked up. That was Silky. Gets the 1-2. That was Culliver. Goes down the line. Freeman trying to work his man under the ball. Can't quite. Tackles him now. Picks it up. Man overruns the ball. McKercher's there. McKercher and Lever are going to fight it out, but the ball comes back out, goes back in, and the umpire says, give it to me.
Yeah, good decision by the umpire. The ball came out, then went straight back in. It was really at the fault of neither player, was it?
2 more seconds, he would have been pinned, I reckon. Burton finds a front position, gets it to himself, kicks. It would have been a great play, but the umpire won't give the 50 because Burton didn't know which way the free kick was going. So it will come back. Just a little bit of high contact there. Eels. See if they can transition from back to forward here. It's going to kick. They've got the numbers here, but Owen's well set. So is another Marsh player. which is Parente. Gives the hands across. Big, long kick. Hickman has to beat 3 there. Brings the ball to ground. Well done. Freeman overrunning the ball. That was good from the Sunbury defender. Back inboard to Wood. Wood, good kick, good composure. Handball. They get it back. Goes longer. Someone's got to fly. It's a big fly. Can't take the mark. Now the Marsh get the ball back, and as they have all day, cool, calm in the back 50. There's Owen. Hits up the kick. I've got a man in the middle if they want to switch the ball. He's going to choose against that and go longer to Hickman. He can't take the contested mark, but he brings it to ground. Someone got jumped in the back of. The umpire says play on. Gives it to Eels. Eels across now to Lever. Lever looks up on that booming left foot. Got some space in front of Brennan. Brennan, can he outrun Butt? He's going to handball it backwards. Here's Power. Power goes longer down, looking for Sutton. Sutton can't take the mark. Handball back. It's going to be a good contest. And the umpire says, give it to me. Ball up on the outer side.
Just over 6 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. 14-7 plays 4-7, so an even 10 straight goals separating the two sides. It's been quite an emphatic display by the Marsh today. Battling hard, both sides at ground level. Kick comes away for the Marsh. Good mark, Tyson Lever. He's been really solid all day. Probably Sunbury's best, if not amongst the top couple. Now the Lions have got a little bit of room in which to move, and they progress the footy, courtesy of Minton Connell. Spots up a teammate some 50 from goal. Taking the mark and running on is McLean. His kick towards the top of the square, fisted away from his target in Mobilio. The Marsh do very well. Mobilio does very nicely getting back into the contest. Now the Marsh, missing the target there on that occasion. It was Culliver. And now Bacchus Marsh will come back towards the central corridor, and that misguided kick falls only so far as Bramble. Bramble inside 50 now, taken by McLean. McLean goes wide. Not quite sure what the intended target was there on that occasion, and it's cut off by Bacchus Marsh, some 35 from defensive goal, and it's Culliver, the recipient of the mark.
Short. They're going to find King in the middle. He's got a bit of space. They've got a man on. If he wants to kick to him, he will now. The kick's just overcooked a little bit. Lever, he's been absolutely everywhere today. Goes out wide. Now this man's got some space in front of him.
He's had a few good minutes, McLean, hasn't he?
He has. Clean. There's nowhere to go. Just kicks it in front. And good mark there. The Sunbury player. It's Pat Scanlon. He had to wait under the kick for a little bit. He did well, judged it, and then took it with clean hands. Not an easy kick. 40 metres, nearly 50 out. Kicks and never really gave it a chance as it falls to the tip of the goal line, and it goes through for a behind. 14-7-91 to 4-8-32 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. Bacchus Marsh out quickly. Chip short to King. He went for the inboard kick last time. Is he going to do it again, or is he going to go long down the line? He's going to go long down the line this time. Doesn't want to turn it over to Hickman. Flies high. Big fist from behind. Sunbury nearly win back possession, but hard as always in there. Tom German. The umpire says holding the ball. Must have dragged it in. And 50 for descent. It's not what you want to be doing at this stage of the game.
Oh, it certainly puts Donahue within range, doesn't it?
It's a big 50. Brings him about 40 metres out. There he goes. He comes in. Just giving it. Oh, right to the goal line. No. Couldn't quite get there. Fisted over the line from Bacchus Marsh.
Well, you've got to admire the Marsh for their desire to just cut off absolutely everything, probably understanding the importance of percentage as the season draws on. Of course, they'll take a week's break next week, as will Sunbury, as the balance of round 9 will play out in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. Not forgetting, of course, that Archie will be providing some assessment of the way in which today's game was played out upon the end of this 4th and final quarter. And it'll be fantastic to hear what he's got to say with regard to his better players and also just where the game has been won, because it's certainly going to be won by Bacchus Marsh now. They've held Sunbury to just 4 goals. They've kicked 14 themselves and they lead by 58 points. Ball thrown in. Burton front position against his taller rival there in Muir. Taken by the Marsh at ground level. Succession of handballs using the central corridor now. Spills free and then gathered possession once again, but cut off by Sunbury. And once again, Tyson Lever. The best of the Lions today, in my estimation. It could be a far more damaging scoreline were it not for Tyson Lever. Although his kick on this occasion is punched away. Good work by Culliver, running onto it. The little dribbling kick was a casual approach by Joel Freeman and unfortunately misses to the left. It's through for just a minor score.
He burnt a teammate running on in the goal score as well there.
14-8-92 plays 4-9-33. The margin back out to 59 points, the favour of Bacchus Marsh.
Sutton along now. Good mark. Hits him on the chest. Gives it across to Harry Power. He's going to go short. Might get it back. Now he does get it back. Through Miller. He's going to earn the free kick. So he puts your head over the ball. Power. He's off the line. Goes long. Looking for someone to take a good grab here. Falls out the back. They're going to retain possession and he's kicked it over the boundary line. It was unlucky because they had some men on the outer side if he got it cleanly. And they're going to have a ball up 60 metres from Sunbury's goal. See if they can salvage something from the last 18 minutes or so of this game. Hands, well done. That was Muir, kicks it. Gets it down, can't quite get the ball. Eastmuir grabs the, kicks out wide, and oh, great vision there to see a man all on his own. Great work from Eastmuir. It's been good all day today. Sees the fast running Ethan McKercher. And on again to Shea.
Game 250 for Shea, big milestone win for them.
Yes, they had to.
Some sides do it better than others, Archie.
They had to show up for him, didn't they? They just chipped it on. Now they're going to go in the middle to LaFranchi. And then the hands across. Good receive. Kicks long down. They can't. They've got the numbers here. Lever. Great running. Handballs it over his head. Gives it to Nevitt. And then back to Nevitt. Gets the ball. Chips out wide. Sunbury going to go here. Back to Nevitt. 3 disposals in 20 seconds. Can't quite get the ball. Good. Goes back to Donahue. He kicks, and they're going to find Eels and running kick. It's a one-on-one here. Can't quite win the ball, Egan. Now he does, and as all they have all day, clean up the Marsh defence. Good mark from McKercher. Now onto Burton. Goes longer. Oh, that was well done from Freeman. Works his man under the ball. Hands off to Owen and kick to Hickman. He couldn't quite get down to it. Snaps over his body now. Is it going to go in? Right on the line. Great mark from the Sunbury defender. Was all but a goal there. As Sunbury run it out through their back line.
Yeah, the Lions from right half back, kick to centre wing. Almost the mark taken there on that occasion by Muir. Ball to ground. Burton in hot pursuit of Scanlon. Gathered by the Lions. Back in board. Here's Sutton. Held up right on 50. Probably back himself from there. I reckon the breeze has just dropped off a little bit here and wouldn't be surprised. Well, he uses the stand rule pretty well. Has a lead forthcoming. Mark Spilt. Taken by a teammate. Quick snap on goal. There's our first goal of the 4th quarter. That's Joel Muir kicking the major. And pulling the margin back by 6 points to 53 points. Bacchus Marsh, 14-8-92. Sunbury with their 5th major, 5-9-39 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Well done from Sunbury. They fought out this game. I said, what do they have to salvage? And it showed there they've got a good brand of footy, got a good list.
Well, it was 47 points at half-time, and you're exactly right. At least they've fought on in their second half, because we are some 15 minutes into this fourth quarter, and the margin's still 53 points. So they're battling on, aren't they?
Yeah, Burton and Muir. Hold on for Muir to get the tap down. Say Burton's probably won this contest today. Being dominant in the ruck.
Well, it's also his around the ground work, isn't it?
Around the ground, yes. Kicking 2 goals. Definitely kicked a goal. Back up to tussle between them two. Good hands. The umpire's seen something. He's seen it. He's going to give it. Could be in the back. Donahue, hands wide to Minson Connell. Trying to find someone on the outer wide that was getting held. The Frankie, good tackle, and the ball trickles out of bounds. We'll have a throw in on the outer side of the ground. About 75 metres out from the Lions' goal here. What can they conjure in the last 10 or so minutes? That was Sutton in the ruck that time. Goes and gets his own ball. Well done from the Marsh. Quick handballs around the contest. The ball's in now from Sunbury. And oh, what a mark. Going back with a flight. That was great work from Dominic Meeson. Kick short. Lines Owen.
Good to see Dominic Meeson's father's giving you the tick of approval for some great commentary. Keep talking him up, Archie. We'll win some fans in the crowd here.
Goes wide. Here he is again. Dominic Meeson. Got a paddock. He should have gone for a run. Goes wide now, and Bramble can't cut it off. Shea, good hands in there. To LaFranchi. Back now. Through the middle. They've got some space here, the Marsh. Can they find a goal? Handball to McKercher wasn't great. He goes and gets his own ball. Ethan McKercher on that left foot, trying to kick it over the top to Hun. Can't quite. Willett just goes through 2, 3, snaps around the corner. Freeman's all by himself. He's an opponent and he does really well. They could keep the ball in. He keeps chasing the ball, Freeman. Does well. Was it dragged in from the Sunbury player? Umpire says play on. The ball's still bobbling about. As they run, oh, he might have taken out the legs, and he has. So, sliding in there was Parente, and the free kick will go to Sunbury on the defensive flank here. This is Cody Bramble. Wide. Good hands from here. Oh, he fakes it. That was silky. Now inboard. Miller. Goes down the line. Gets it to ground. That was good gather from Anderson. Goes down and it's a good mark. Good contested mark. Good in front of his man by Scanlon. He goes wide. Sees the man on his own. He's going to run in and kick. If it comes back, it won't. And it'll be a minor score to the right side. Bring the score to 14-8. 92 to 5-10-40. The Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. This is the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. As King gets the ball. Wide. Used his body. Couldn't quite get it. Kicks down. They're set up. Here's Sunbury. This is Egan. Looks inboard. He's got a couple of short leads. He might go longer. No, he's going to honour one of those short leads. This is Wood. They've looked good in this last quarter, Sunbury. Tries to hit the tough kick. It had to be a worm burner. It was. Comes off the chest. Couldn't take the mark. Now Marsh, as they have all day. Transition with some quick handballs. Here's Eastmuir. Goes long. It was looking for Colavito. Couldn't get it. Now Hickman. Trying to create something special. They've got the numbers here. They've got the extra one. Sunbury, and they do well. They want to bounce the ball as a little bit of rain falls. And King tries to stand under that, and he can't. And Eastmuir will see the ball out of bounds.
Oh, Maxie looked a little bit sore there when he pulled up, didn't he? He had was it a calf issue a couple of weeks ago that denied us the pleasure of seeing him in action?
Hopefully he hasn't been injured again.
So the ball to be thrown in right in front of us in the commentary position. Burton front position against his rival there in Eels. It's the Marsh doing well. Here's Porter. Swings onto the boot with the left. Kick inside 50. Well, they do well, Bacchus Marsh, to keep it in front. That was Hickman. Not a great disposal, albeit that they do well through Calvito. His kick towards the top of the square and drifting back. And good work by Nathan Wood. He's battled on really well today, Nathan Wood. He's been another player that's been under the pump, but has contributed quite significantly to this Sunbury effort to try to haul in what's been a sizable margin. Minton Connell, he's been another battler. Will Wright, now using the outer side of the ground. Short kick. Well done, Pat Scanlon, front position. Takes the mark, defensive side of centre wing. Outer side of the ground, back inboard. This is Minton Connell. Now starting to gather some possessions. In fact, Sunbury have won this quarter by 7 points. It's probably Bacchus Marsh have pretty much just happy to see this one out and go away unscathed. Looping handball to the favour of Wood, who's run on well from the back pocket. He sees an option and he kicks, but no surprise, drifting across. It's the likes of Burton. Fists it away. Now in midfield, German retreats with the handball. Porter puts it out into the path of Meeson. Does well, although unfortunately the ball evades him there on that occasion. Quick snap on goal comes from Sunbury. Oh, the mark almost hauled in. There's LaFranchi on the last line. Now, Pi says he threw it. I reckon he was almost mid-handball there on that occasion and had the hitting hand actually taken away, and as a consequence, it just spooned out of his holding hand. And now what we'll see is Cooper Anderson have a shot on goal. 45-degree angle and pretty much from 20 metres out. So this should be a pretty easy shot for goal for a player of Anderson's calibre. He comes in and makes no mistake at all. There's another one to Sunbury. The margin back to 46 points. That's their sixth major of the game, 6-10-46. But they trail Bacchus Marsh on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard, 14-8-92. And as we tick over the 22nd minute mark of this fourth and final quarter, we are in the death throes of our Queen's Birthday standalone game in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. Anderson's first goal of the game.
Back in the middle, Mattingly Park. But seems to be a little bit of rain falling as the ball looks a bit wet. German trying to win the clearance. He can't. Good tackle in there. And we'll have another ball up 5 metres from the centre circle. Burton and Eels back into the ruck after his stint down forward. That was great work from Porter, just getting it forward. Now they go inboard. It's Hickman in the one-on-one. He can't take the mark. He's got 2 to contend with. Keeps it in front of him. Does really well. Rex Hickman kicks it down. Hun's running on. He's going to get the ball and chisel a great goal. Well done from Tyler Hun. He kept running. It was good hands up from his teammate. I think it was Calvito. And he little chiseling check side straight through the middle of the goals. Great work from Tyler Hun and Bacchus Marsh to pile on another goal. And scored it 15-8, 98 to 5-10, 46. The Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Pretty even second half in reality. It's 52 points as we tick over the 24-minute mark of our fourth and final quarter. It was 47 points at half-time. Burton fists it over the back of his head. Donahue wraps King up in the tackle. In fact, it's a team tackle there as we see Harry Power also provide some resistance to King. Burton again. Muir, Sunbury, forward, cut off by the Marsh. That was Porter, taken by Minton Connell. Out wide. This is into the path of Mitch McLean. McLean has his opposing number 11 to beat. Looping handball to the favour of Power. Now inboard, and Minton Connell will mark. Some 35 metres out from goal, kicking to the Ballarat end of Mattingly Park. At 25-minute mark of our fourth and final quarter, with some 52 points separating the two sides, but an opportunity for Sunbury to kick their third goal of this fourth and final quarter. Bacchus Marsh held to just one in this fourth term, which has been really quite impressive by Sunbury. It was really in the first half where things got away from them. Minton Connell. Does it go the journey? No, it doesn't. It falls just short. Good work by the Marsh to get onto the line. And the margin 51 points. 6-11-47 Sunbury, trailing Bacchus Marsh 15-8-98 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
The ball gets kicked in. It's not Quade Butt who usually does it, but it's a good kick, thumping. It gets the wing on the outer side. And he's given it holding the ball. The umpire, as the siren goes for the end of the game. It's a short quarter there, only 25 minutes. We finished the game up 15-8-98. Bacchus Marsh and Sunbury 6-11-47. It was a good game. Stick around for the post-match Carlton draft summary. Some of the best players we had today for Bacchus Marsh was no doubt Daniel Burton, dominant in the ruck today as he is every week and around the ground. He's almost like another midfielder in there. Max Eastmuir, in and under every pack. The recruit from Torquay did really well today, especially in the later starts and the rain started to come down. Hopefully didn't get injured there at the end. Jake Owen in defence. Every time Sunbury would transition the ball down there, he'd be there. Him and LaFranchi would transition the ball out from defence, and yeah, he took multiple intercept marks today. And Aaron Willits with 4 goals today. Great effort from him. He would have had 5 or 6 shots. And yeah, slotted all these opportunities. He had 2 in the second and 2 in the third. Same as Freeman had 2 in the second, 2 in the third. That's really where Sunbury lost their game today. In the middle part of the games. Yeah, next time, you know, they should just, you know, be prepared for whatever backsmash.
All yours. You can see your levels on there.
Is it on?
Yep.
Sorry about that. Bit of textual difficulties. Just finishing off there. Some of the better players we had for Sunbury was definitely Cody Bramble, the young kid, younger brother of Lockie Bramble, who plays for Hawthorn, AFL listed. Yeah, Cody Bramble on the wing today. Great run and spread. And Tyson Lever, strong in defence. On behalf of the on behalf of the Ballarat Toyota stream and the team here at Red Onion, I'd like to thank Caleb today for doing the filming or the production, Brock for doing the filming, and then Wes, who's had to go, but for helping me in commentary. Be sure to join us next week for the Toyota Ballarat Match of the Day, and we'll see you then.